last class? What was the last topic we were studying?
The double.
मार्क्स मिले कि हो गया अभी पेपर आ चुका है?
मैम मुझे डाउट का क्वेश्चन है। मैम हमारी टीचर ना करनी ये हो गई है।
एक मिनट हाँ, एक मिनट। नंबर 10 किया नंबर 10
हाँ
कितना मार्क का है? 20 मार्क्स 20 मार्क्स ना कितना मिलेगा? हाँ व्हाट वर यू सेइंग?
मैम जो बायोलॉजी की टीचर थी ना, उन्होंने बोला कि यही वाला एग्जाम्पल कर रहे थे राउंड एंड तो उसमें मैम ने लिखा कि येलो एंड रिंकल्ड एंड राउंड एंड ग्रीन, ये पेरेंट प्लांट।
येलो एंड रिंकल्ड
या येलो एंड रिंकल्ड एंड राउंड एंड येलो एंड रिंकल्ड एंड ग्रीन। बट आशा बस ने
यस मेरे को भी आशा बस ने वही एग्जैक्ट सब उल्टा
मैंने बोला ना मैम बोली कि ऐसा नहीं है, मैं 20 इयर्स से यही पढ़ा है।
हाँ मैम वही बोल रही थी कि
व्हाट इज इट? फिर से बोलो
wrinkled and yellow,
हाँ
round and green.
पेरेंट प्लान ये लिया?
हाँ
नहीं
हाँ मैम ऐसे ही किया था
मैम
हम लोग ने बोला कि वैसा नहीं होता मैम, हम लोग ने तो किया हाँ मुझे जो ट्यूशन में पढ़ा वो ट्यूशन में रखा, मैं 20 साल से ये पढ़ा कर रही हूँ।
चेक योर बुक।
हमने एनसीईआरटी में भी देखा, फिर एनसीईआरटी में मैम ने कहा कि पहले डोमिनेंट सेक्शन फिर एसेसिव, तो भी मैम बोल रही कि नहीं मैं बराबर
ऐसे लिखो भी मत, 0 मिलेगा बिकॉज़
एक क्वेश्चन।
हाँ ये कंप्लीट हो गया ना?
ये वाला
पनेट स्क्वायर किया ना? आई थिंक लास्ट टाइम ये भी दैट फाइंड आउट द ratio question अभ्यास में is the question. A cheetah on seeing a prey moves towards him at a very high speed. What causes the movement of the muscles? What causes the movement of the muscles? Breakdown of glucose and release of energy.
But ये 4 marks
question. अच्छा हाँ तो वो concept explain करोगे aerobic respiration. How does the chemistry of the cellular component of muscular change during this event? हाँ पूरा concept of पहले it's a 2-3 mark question, 3 mark question and above there है. First of all, we will talk about movement of breakdown of glucose in the muscles, cellular respiration. That concept 2-3 lines we'll have to talk about. After cellular respiration, energy in the form of ATP is released. But how will the muscles contract? Muscles are getting energy in the form of ATP, but contraction of muscle कैसे होगा? Nerve impulse. But control coordination हो गया है. This is from which chapter they have asked?
nutrition and respiration.
Nutrition and respiration, which chapter? This is also to talk about a little bit of muscular coordination.
Again, I thought
muscular coordination में भी glucose, breakdown of glucose and ATP तो लिखना ही है, aerobic respiration with the equation लिखना ही है. Apart from that, little bit you also have to write that the nerve endings will take messages on the surface of the muscles and then only the muscles will contract. Muscles will contract and we can run even faster. So major concept you'll have to write on aerobic respiration with the equation everything.
लेकिन अच्छा ending
लैक्टिक एसिड यहाँ पे जरूरत नहीं है because he is saying that the cheetah is running very fast. Running very fast मतलब rapid muscular contraction हो रहा है. Never it said that the cheetah collapsed. वो सब तो लैक्टिक एसिड नहीं लिखना है इसमें.
Even after ending the class, I searched it on Google and it showed the control and coordination chapter के questions. So then I thought कि ये started the question.
Actually यहाँ पे दोनों concept लिखना है. एक paragraph has to be on cellular respiration के पूरा concept with the equation and एक और paragraph इस पे है how the muscle contracts, neuromuscular junctions you will study in concept coordination. उसमें neuromuscular junction में ये concept है where the axon carries messages on the surface of the muscles and then the muscles will contract. Movement will be possible. So that is what is asked. So now we are done with dihybrid cross. Let me just give you one question and we are left with only the last topic from that chapter, that is determination of sex. But before that, let us take one question. Now see, in your paper, quite a number of times, some questions will be given. Now the question will be big enough, long enough, but not necessarily you will be asked to do the cross. But cross तुम्हें rough work में करना है. You may not be given any mark for the cross, but only the question. Let us take one question so you'll understand. Write one question and try solving. I hope all of you have finished that Punnett square and written down the phenotype and the phenotypic ratio. So if that is done, then write down the next question. In a cross between pea plants, in a cross between pea plants with inflated pods and round seeds. Inflated pods, round seeds with the contrasting traits. Four types of plants were obtained. Four types of plants were obtained in the F2 generation. Four types of plants were obtained in the F2 generation. Full stop. Four types of plants were obtained in the F2 generation. Full stop. Put question number A now. Question number A. What is the phenotype of the F1 generation plants? What is the phenotype of the F1 generation plants? What is the phenotype of F1 generation plant? And question number B. Question number B. How many types of plants? Don't write that word types. How many plants in the F2 generation? How many plants in the F2 generation have the parental? How many plants in F2 generation have the parental phenotypes? How many plants in F2 generation have the parental phenotypes? Number C. What is the phenotypic ratio observed? What is the phenotypic ratio observed? Number 4. Discuss why the F1 hybrid plant. Discuss why the F1 hybrid plant
D.
Number D, that is. Discuss why the F1 hybrid plant expresses traits of only one parent. The last question, number E. Last question, number E. State the law that is explained in this cross. State the law that is explained in this cross. अच्छा, अभी पढ़ो. Now in your question paper you will get this question, half a page. बड़ा सा question रहेगा. But now see, this is a 5-mark question, complete 5-mark question. Sometimes numbers also will be there. In a cross, 200 plans are obtained. So remember that number has nothing to do. वो number से कुछ भी नहीं करना है. You will have to just do the cross, exactly the method that we have learned here in the class. Process, steps, वही same है. The method. For example, if I ask you a question, in a cross, in the F2 generation, 100 plans were obtained. What is the proportion of? Listen to my question. 100 plans were obtained in the F2 generation. What is the proportion of, or what is the number of the dominant phenotypes? What is the number of the plants with the dominant phenotypes? For example, I ask you a concept, a question. A plant with red flower, purple flower crossed with white. Okay? The moment I give you, you get this type of an example, what are you understanding? Is it a dihybrid or a monohybrid cross? No. Listen to my question again. A plant with purple flower crossed with the white flower, F1 generation, etc. In the F2 generation, 100 plants are obtained. So, अगर ऐसा question format है, so what are you understanding? It's a monohybrid or a dihybrid? Monohybrid. Okay. Now, in the F2 generation, 100 plants are obtained. What is the proportion, or what is the total number of plants having the dominant phenotype? क्या होगा? 75. तो अगर 200 आया तो उस proportion में roughly लिखना है. ऐसा कोई calculation मत करने जाओ. Students end up in so much of calculation. We have not taught you any calculation here. कुछ calculation नहीं करना है, but only the number. Sometimes 500, 200, 250, 350. They will put just a number in the question paper. Now also I could have given you when such and such process are there, 350 plants are obtained in the F2 generation. I could have just given you a number there. उस नंबर से कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. जो मेथड है उसी मेथड से करते जाना, बट वो 1:2:1 वो रेशियो याद रखना है. होमोजाइगस कितना 25% होगा, हेटेरोजाइगस 50% होगा, होमोजाइगस रिसेसिव 25% होगा. सो बेसिकली मोनोहाइब्रिड क्रॉस में ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. कम ऑन, ट्राई दिस नाउ. आई गिव यू जस्ट 5 minutes. आफ्टर दैट आई लास्ट. देखो आ रहा है समझ में क्वेश्चन. इसमें क्रॉस के लिए मार्क दिया है. क्रॉस के लिए मार्क है इसमें. If you are very confident, अब क्रॉस तुम्हें 4-5 बार करना पड़ेगा. You'll have to work out with those crosses a number of times. Pick up some examples in the volume also. There are so many. Pick up those examples. In this question, if you see, for performing the cross, is there any mark given? कोई mark नहीं है. There are 5 questions, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. But performing the cross, perhaps तुम्हें rough work करना पड़ेगा if you are not very thorough. चलो, I'll give you 5 minutes. Discuss and find out what should the answers be. Then let me see if you have understood. लिखते जाओ अच्छी तरह से, एक-एक आंसर लिखते जाओ. जरूरत है रफ वर्क थोड़ा सा करके, then confidently लिखो. Try. All of you will try these questions. क्या आ रहा है समझ में कि नहीं आ रहा है समझ में?
You give inflated pods and round seeds, and the other one should have.
हाँ, the other one, what did I ask you? Read the question complete पढ़ो.
In a cross.
Contrasting, है ना?
अच्छा.
तो contrasting क्या है वो तुम्हें लेना है. Inflated का हो जाएगा constricted और wrinkled हो जाएगा. Okay? So एक parental genotype लिख लो, then the rest you will as it is be able to understand. Who can show me this? Can you show me? फटाफट करेंगे. I don't want to spend too much time on this now, but see that you understand also. Let me give you these steps. I just want half of it. Don't need not the parent, the entire parent not necessary now. Okay, who can fill this up? Tell me. I want one of you to come and show me if you are. Yeah. Method same है. जो अभी question में जो दिया है, that you refer करो. That is, what is the parental combination? Find out. What is the parental combination? तो genotype क्या होना चाहिए? Parental genotype, parent clans क्या है? कैसे लिखेंगे? How will you write? How will you write parental genotypes? How will you write? Correct.
Then
Other side. Other parents.
smaller.
Okay. Now the gametes.
I
Capital R,
small
capital.
Toshida, can you? करो ना. You should understand the concept. Not well. See that you understand and get ready with those answers. I'm going to ask you. Parent clans, genotype पहले लिखो. I want to see what genotype you write. Understanding? Are you understanding? करो. Try writing down the answers.
how many plants in
नहीं, why did you write once? Once भी लिखेंगे ना.
Now, so it
It's
would
from IIPP.
दो बार लिखना है ना, because pair of chromosomes always I told you. For the genotype of a parent is 10. Because I'm talking about two traits, na? I have given the shape of the pod also and the shape of the seed also. तो कैसे लिखेंगे? I. हाँ, all capital. Try doing on your own. एक आध example if you are able to do on your own, then any type of a question you'll be able to solve. Okay. Now gametes. Okay, circle करो. नहीं, separate. एक साथ. हाँ. IR is a single chromosome. IR is a single chromosome. Small I, small r, it's a single chromosome. Okay, then F1 क्या हो जाएगा? Both the chromosomes एक साथ लिख लो. हाँ. इसका phenotype क्या होगा? Capital I है तो phenotype क्या होगा? Capital I will express. So what will the phenotype be? Inflated. And capital R is there. So what will the phenotype be? Round. So it is inflated and round. Inflated round. And the other plant is also the same. More or less. So cross, लिखो cross. Cross space दे दो. Cross. And then breeding. How to show breeding into Capital R, space this out, space this out.
Small-
So you have to
small
write
and smaller.
spaced out. Space.
Okay, two different.
Two different plans. No, we'll have to write spaced out. Capital I, capital R, small I, small r. नहीं ऐसे नहीं. अरे this you'll have to space out. No? This is one plan. So यहाँ पे cross लिखेंगे and the same genotype यहाँ पे लिखेंगे.
And then
Ah.
to make the
Now the
base.
four types of
Gametes.
gametes. The method that I told you. You don't have to show the method. Can you tell me what will be the methods now?
Capital I,
Capital
R,
capital R,
then capital I,
capital I, small r,
then
small I,
small r and
capital
capital R, R,
and
then
both
small
small.
r and small r.
Okay. देखो
And then same
gametes
method.
तक लिख लो. Circle करना.
I. Both small.
Both small. So all of you got that? Now the question is still the F2 generation if we go. अच्छा हाँ ठीक है लिखो. So these are the F1 gametes we got. What is the first question now?
What is the phenotype of the F1 gene?
F1. So you got that answer. What is the phenotype of the F1? What is the phenotype of the F1? Inflated pods and round seeds. Inflated pods, round seeds. Okay. So okay. Go. The Punnett square. That's a rough work for you if you want to do. But if you are thorough with it, after doing at least 6-7 crosses, karoge, keep practicing at home. So without doing the cross also, you can assume what the answer will be.
But it is necessary to draw the Punnett square.
If it is asked in the question. Just now I gave you this question, उसमें show with the help of a cross नहीं लिखा हुआ. I have not
So
asked
if
you
we-
that.
So if we can draw the Punnett square for our reference, it will be.
Very good. You are confident that मैंने कोई गलती नहीं किया. But if you are just assuming and answering, you may be wrong. But if it is mentioned in the question, show with the help of a Punnett square, मतलब definitely 1.5 2 marks there for the cross.
Now, can you explain again how to calculate the scientific?
हाँ. So now that we have got the 4 gametes, and if you have to make the Punnett square with this 4 gametes to get the F2 generation, what are we supposed to do now is make the columns. We have to make the Punnett square. For making the Punnett square, 5 rows and 5 columns. So we make the 5 rows and the 5 columns. One consider as the male plant, one consider as the female plant, and write all the 4 gametes. What were those? This is one, this is another, this is one, this is another. Same here. This is one, this is another, this is one, and this is another. Yes, these are the gametes. 4 gametes each plant. No? Now, these gametes can never fertilize. Always to remember, you have to take fertilization of this and this. So always I have taught you this way. No confusion. हाँ, so इसको इस तरह से learn it this way that never make any confusion, no mistakes. So 1 and 5. What do you write? Exactly this way. 1 and 6. So we are writing this 1 and 7 and 1 and 8. This is done. I talk about this now. Then the second, and this is the combinations you have to always check. No mistakes. This is the, I go with this. Writing the dominant is always good. Then this one. And this combination would be there. So we are done with the third, with the fourth. IR and small IR, and this one. So 16 plants you would get this way. Okay. Now, as per the concept of dihybrid cross, how many types of plants should you get? 4 types. Types, how many you should get? Types you should get 4. Number, how many you are getting? 16. Enough. So how many types of plants? 4 types we are getting. Now tell me what should be the phenotype of this? Inflated round.
Inflated,
Inflated wrinkle.
inflated round.
Contracted and
Constricted and round. Constricted round.
Constricted and round. Wrinkled and constricted.
Constricted. So how many types of plants you are getting? 4 types. How many types of plants? ये जो 4 तरह के gametes है, these are actually the 4 types of plants you are going to get later also. So inflated, round. What are the 4 types of plants now you will get? Inflated round you will get. What is the second you will get? Inflated wrinkle. Inflated wrinkle. Third you will get constricted round and constricted wrinkle. Now you complete the entire set of questions. What is question number 2 now? Tell me, I asked you.
How many plants in the F2 generation have the parental
Acha,
chamber?
abhi, if this is the entire concept of Punnett square, how many plants inflated round you should get? Inflated round, how many you should get? Inflated round मतलब ये वाले, which is equivalent as round and yellow, है ना? Typical Mendelian example में round and yellow. These are all the applications we are. इस तरह के questions, application questions, anything can come.
9.
So 9 था, है कि नहीं?
Yes,
Okay. तो ये 9 था. So inflated round abhi, now that the example, I want all of you to try this example again on your own. Try it out. इस तरह के example at least minimum 5-7 practice करोगे, then it will be covered. Inflated round wrinkle कितना होना चाहिए? 3. ठीक है? This you take it down and this you will complete next class. I want to see that you have done it at home. At home, not now. Complete 1 full page रखो, at least यहाँ तक करो, and the rest you will try at home. पूरा Punnett square बना के ratio बनाना है. But now we will only discuss the answers. But the entire Punnett square and the working out, I will check next class. Neat, nice, all of you should do. अच्छा, genotypic ratio syllabus में तो नहीं है, but this we can break this up. See, this we actually break it up into 1:2:2:4. मतलब ये जो 9 plants है, this is one genotype. Inflated ring round, ये भी तो inflated round है. This is inflated round, तो ये भी है. Inflated round ये भी है, but there are 4 types of genotype. So this is 1:2:2:4. This is 1:2. This is 1:2. This is 1. So the genotypic ratio, which is not there in the syllabus, is this one. नहीं, CBSE में है ही नहीं. ICSE में नहीं है, तो CBSE में कैसे? है ही. This is the genotypic ratio. But ये तुम्हारे syllabus में बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. They will never ask. Okay. Now ICSE में ही नहीं है. Okay, now what we are saying is now we'll discuss the answers, but ये पूरा सब लोग complete करोगे and the next class I want to check. चलो, now look into the questions. Questions देखो. The cross is almost there. You should be able to answer the questions. Number B क्या है?
How many
Question number B.
have
Parental phenotypes. Now tell me, how many plants in the F2 generation have parental phenotypes? Phenotype, the word should be very clear to you. Parental phenotype मतलब कौन से वाले phenotypes? वो जो parental phenotypes है. So how many plants in the F2 have parental phenotypes? 9 या 10? 10.
9.
ये and ये 9 plus 1. ठीक है? Okay. Go to the next question, number 3, C. What is the phenotypic ratio that you should observe here? What should be the phenotypic ratio? 9:3:1. वही rule follow होना चाहिए. Come to the fourth. Come to the fourth.
Discuss the
Why the F1 hybrid
That also I had discussed with you with law of dominance.
Do with the law.
Explain why the F1 plant hat is expressing only one phenotype.
law of dominance.
Because only the dominant trait will express and the recessive trait remains suppressed. Because only the dominant traits, that is inflated pods, because only the dominant traits, that is inflated pods and round seeds, will express and the recessive traits, that is constricted pods. Recessive traits, that is constricted pods and wrinkled seeds remains suppressed. You're not well? Not feeling well? You want to go and wash your face? Yeah. Okay. Done? देखा? Okay, go to the next question क्या है?
States
State the law that
the
is
law that
explained
explains.
Do you still remember the law?
law.
We had written, no? Do you still remember the law? When
Out of a pair.
नहीं, वो out of a pair, that is segregation. Out of a pair, that is the dominance. When two or more, that is the segregation. And for independent assortment, did we write or we did not?
Ma'am, law of segregation is that two contrasting alleles of the
Yes.
F1 plant.
हाँ.
And law of dominance is out of a pair of
segregation. Independent, we did not write.
No.
अच्छा चलो लिख लो फटाफट. देखो. Law of independent assortment. This one, dihybrid process. Law of independent assortment. Law of independent assortment. Law of independent assortment. Let us take that, write down. When two parents with two or more contrasting traits are crossed, comma, inheritance of one pair of traits, inheritance of one pair of traits is independent of the other pair, during gamete formation. Okay, so that is the statement of the law. What did you write? Inheritance of one pair of allele, meaning if you check the F1, what is the pair of chromosome of the F1? This is like this. No, the pair of chromosome of the F1 is like this. And then we studied after the process of duplication and crossing over this concept, what I explained you. The duplicated chromosome, considering the duplicated chromosome, what was the situation? This, and then this one, and then this. So after the duplication, this was the situation in the F1. 4 chromosomes, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the last line you check? Inheritance of one pair of trait in the formation of the gamete is independent of the other pairs. One gamete is with RY. Is this dependent on the other 3? Not at all. The second will form this type of a gamete. Is this dependent on 1 and 3 and 4? No. So every pair of allele goes in the formation of one type of a gamete, which is independent of the other 3 pairs. इसको law of independent assortment बोलते हैं. Clear? This cross you will have to practice. Few examples given in the volume. Some questions are there. Okay. In the volume also some questions are there. Just go through those questions, pick up. Keep practicing. Parents say pura F2 generation tak karo, and then you should be done. Maybe sometime another 3-4 weeks later again I will give you some crosses. You should be able to do that time, not absolutely forget. The last topic that we are going to study would be sex determination. For understanding the concept of sex determination, first of all, we'll have to know a little bit more about the chromosomes. What are chromosomes? They are present. Huh? X and Y, correct. What are chromosomes? Where are they present? What are their types? What are chromosomes? What are chromosomes? Chromosomes are condensed chromatin threads. Where are they present? In the nucleus. How many chromosomes do we have in our cells? 23 pairs, that is 46. What are their types? What are the types of chromosomes? We have got autosomes. How many autosomes we have got? 22 pairs. That is 44. So we have got 22 pairs of 22 plus 1. वो gamete में. So I am saying how many types of chromosomes do you have? When you get questions, what are the different types of chromosomes? Write with their respective number. What are the types? Autosomes. How many autosomes? The first pair say 20, second pair tak sab autosomes hai. So that's why we write 22 pairs. Total number of autosomes in our cells 44. Is there any difference in the male and the female when we talk about the autosomes? No, it's all the same. The first to the 22nd pair is all the same. We talk about the next types. What are the next types of chromosomes known as? Allosomes. जिसको sex chromosomes भी बोला जाता है. It's the same word, meaning same. So we are talking about the allosomes, sex chromosomes. Which pair? We are talking about the 23rd pair. So how many chromosomes here we are talking about? Only one pair, or say 2 chromosomes.
Autosomes are also written as X chromosome.
No. X and Y are allosomes. Allosomes can be written as sex chromosomes, but X is a type. Understood? Now that I talk about this one pair can be different or are different in the male and the female. If I talk about in the female, what is it? The pair is in this form. In the male, what is it? The pair is in this form. So in the male, the pair is in this form, one long chromosome, that is the X chromosome, where the other chromosome, that is the Y chromosome, is the smallest, shortest chromosome in the human body. क्यों सब लोग इसके ऊपर क्यों टूट पड़ रहे हो? थोड़ा जाओ ना. Space up ना. हाँ? सुबह को उधर रहे. Now, when we are talking about what are the 2 types of allosomes, X and Y, which is the different pair, only the 23rd pair. Now we are trying to understand determination of sex. You get certain questions on this. Determination of sex, the parents, when we are talking about the male and the female parent, is the female parent responsible for the determination sex? Is the male parent responsible for the determination of the sex? So we are going to understand this concept now. How will we write? How should you write in your answer? With the help of a flow chart. What are the parents? Let us try understanding the cells. All of you will write down this flow chart. Write it down very neatly. What are the different stages to write down? First of all, we'll talk about the cells of the parents. This one also, the types of the chromosomes. And now the flow chart. What are the different types of cells and their gametes? I talk about the cell of the male, the reproductive organ known as the testes. If I talk about the male parent, the cell of the testes, what would be the nature of the chromosomes? This is how you'll have to write. Autosomes. A stands for autosomes. Autosomes, and we are talking about the other type. I have written here the testes, meaning it is the male. So what should we write? X and Y. Number, what should I write? Autosomes. How many autosomes the cell should have? 44. Why 22? 44 and 2. Then the other parent, I talk about the female parent. Reproductive organ, gonads, the ovary. What about the number? Same like this. The type remains the same. Number also remains the same. The type, there is only a difference. What is the difference? Just now we had written XX and XY. Now gametes. The basic concept of gametes, you are aware now that the moment we talk about gametes, the separation of the paired chromosome. So if that is the condition, then we have to understand that the gametes, the male body will give rise to two types of gametes. But what would be the chromosome complement? The paired condition splits up as single chromosomes now. So it is A plus X. And what should the number be? The number is also getting half here. 22 plus 1. What about this side? A plus Y. And number remains same. 22 plus 1. The male gametes known as sperms. Talk about this side. I want to understand the female gametes, their chromosome conditions. A plus X. Number remains same like the male gametes. If I have to say that the pair of chromosomes splits and the type of gametes are this, are the female gametes of two types or only one type? Check. Are the female gametes two types or one type? One type. Male gametes are of two types. Now we want to understand the offsprings. For the human generations, we don't write F1, F2. That is only for the plants used. For human generations, we write offsprings. Offspring 1, offspring 2, that way. So now same basic crisscross method we do, the flowchart method we do. If this male gamete, or say the X carrying male gamete, fertilizes the ovum is always the same type. X carrying gamete fertilizes the ovum. Then what is the zygote now? What type of a zygote after fertilization? X carrying male gamete fertilizes the ovum. Then the zygote will have a pair of sex chromosomes this way. What is the restoration of the chromosome number? 22, 22, 44, 1, 1, 2. So I will write 44 plus 2 again. So this zygote will give rise to what? What type of an offspring will it give rise to? XX chromosomes. What type of an offspring will this be? A female offspring. This will be a female offspring. But if a Y carrying sperm fertilizes the ovum, because ovum all of the same type, then what the condition would be? Autosomes, a pair of autosomes, and now we are talking about X and Y, the number restored back to 46 again. लिखो, इसमें हंसने की कोई बात ही नहीं है. उधर नहीं देखना, तुम इधर देखो ना. and you write. And what type of an offspring this will be? This is a male offspring. This entire concept of determination of the sex based on the pairing up of the X and the Y chromosome, this is what is known as sex determination in human. And all developed animals, this is a concept, but not necessary in all animals. So you have this as a basic concept only, sex determination in human. Now all of you will complete this too. Then let us just complete with one question. These are typical questions of your volume, previous board. Now let me just give you the volume by the time you finish. You have the volume. There are some specific questions that you will have to try reasoning and answering. Complete karo all of it. Complete the flow chart. Here, certain questions are there which you will have to reason out. Let us go to this one. Page 41, question number 11. Let us try solving few questions. Straight away, go to page 41, question number 11. You have your book? See, nobody has. This side, एक है. Okay, I'll read out this question. Page 41, question number 11. A study found that children with light-colored eyes are likely to have parents with light-colored eyes. Light-colored meaning blue. What are the normal eye colors in human eye? Blue. So here only to consider blue.
Black and blue.
What I said?
Brown, black. You said
Brown and
blue.
Brown, black,
And
blue.
Yes.
Blue also.
These.
Normal eye colors are brown, black, blue. That was the first example I had explained to you. B and then BL and then small b. Green and all the rest, the hazel and the red and etc. These are not normal eye colors. I already told you. These are all mutant recessive eye colors. Mutant eye colors. Normal eye. Now that they are talking about the light eye color, you should never take green as an example. Take blue. Okay. On the basis, can we say anything about whether the light color is dominant or recessive? Why or why not? Now, what is this question telling you? Let me translate. What is it? The question says that a child is seen to have light eye color, meaning blue eye color. The parents also have blue eye color, right? A study found that children with light color are likely to have parents with light eye color. So the parents are also having light eye color. Parents are light eye color, blue eye, child also blue eye. Can we conclude that blue eye color is dominant? What the
Brown and
what do
black
you
are more
think?
dominant than
Huh?
black and.
But यहाँ पे तो ये बोल रहे हैं कि parents have blue eye, child also have blue
That
eye.
is likely.
हाँ.
So if one of the parents has a recessive trait of blue and one has, pure blue. then
नहीं, यहाँ पे
it's
question you have to reason out very nicely so that the marks are not deducted at all. Question here says a child with blue likely to have parents with blue. Definitely. Then since the child is expressing the trait of the parent, because of that should we always judge and say that yes, this particular trait is dominant? No. Now see, the question, the answer that we write, we'll have to always reason and write. The child is having blue eye color. Under what condition? Possible hai, one parent is this, the other parent is this, and the child is blue. Possible hai, both parents are this and the child is blue. ये दो combination हो सकता है. So that's how when you write your answer also, this you will have to explain properly.
One is blue and one is brown.
ऐसे मैजिक शो कभी नहीं होता.
But in animals,
Animals होता है.
the
Lower,
dogs of huskies.
हाँ.
They have two different eye colors.
Animals, lower mammals में होता है, not in human. Not in human. Okay. Now let us write answer. Let us write this answer. Which question is this?
I saw a woman who had blue color eyes in the center and she had gray, basically mix gray and blue. How could that happen?
The gray out, the surrounding
Is the
gray.
And
For most of us, if you see, quite a number of individuals who have got the black eye color, the iris is black, the outer lining is brown. So the eye color considered is blue. Iris is black, the eye color considered is black. Understood? एक दूसरे का आंखों में अभिमान देखो बाद में देखना है. Now listen, should we finish this today or next class? वैसे भी सब brain तो lock हो ही चुका है ना, bell बजी नहीं कि बस सब brain lock हो जाता है. So we are actually done with this chapter. Few more questions next class I want to discuss with you. Notebook में लिख के रखो. We'll discuss question number 11. We'll forget otherwise. Question number 11, page 41 to start with. Few questions I'll discuss from here, and I'm going to start with the next chapter, control coordination. Okay. This time we understood.
अबे एक से मेरे को इसके पहले वाले सीक्वल का देखा था अभी लीनियर इक्वेशन किया ना तो सीक्वल 2 पे लीनियर इक्वेशन के सीक्वल 2 पे बेटर हो तो कौन सा सीक्वल करना है